And me, the Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lopinder.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked because he was a picture of perfect health. He was young, athletic, successful, and full of life. Many of us are still in disbelief. I started to question my own health because if it happened to him, surely it could happen to me. Then came the fear, the anxiety, and everything else in between. Facing your own mortality is very sobering. But for me, I decided right then to have a colonoscopy, and I'm glad I did.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer diagnosed in Bahamian men and women. Fortunately, almost all colon cancers are preventable. A colonoscopy or some other appropriate form of colon cancer screening is recommended for everyone over the age of 45. During a colonoscopy, we can detect and remove colon polyps that may grow and later become colon cancers. Don't wait until you develop symptoms, such as blood in your stool, abdominal pain, a significant change in your bowel habits, or unintentional weight loss. These may all be indications of a severe problem that requires immediate attention. If you're over the age of 45 or have any of those symptoms, talk to your doctor about the benefits of colon cancer screening today.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. There's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight. They're coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11. The Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources has a candid talk with ZNS, providing insight on the way forward for the ministry and how the country will benefit long term. Also, police make the gruesome discovery of a fetus in a gated community and are now seeking to uncover who may be responsible. And officials concerned about the rate of attempted suicides, a worrying trend based on the demographic. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones, and this is the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Welcome to the broadcast. Despite recent criticisms, Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, clarifying the status of the government's Golden Yolk program. He appeared on tonight's edition of The Rundown with Clint Watson and advised that the government plans to inject as many layers into the program as possible to ensure Bahamians can purchase eggs at a reasonable rate. He made clear that the Davis administration has nothing to hide.
The Golden Yolk is a very complex process, and it's being rolled out in phases. So that is actually the first phase. And what will come is what I think has everyone's attention, which is the more grandiose aspect of it that involves the layer houses, involves the actual industry part of it. And so to get to the crux of that, you know, because that's where everyone's attention is, where the money is, the quote-unquote $15 million. I can say, beyond a shadow of a doubt today, to the Bahamas at large, that we have not spent 1/4 of that money.
Food security and how to reduce the country's food import bill, a conversation in all corners. And at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services, an opportunity awaits for residents to do their part in this effort while also being given a shot at a second chance. Here's Corval Pyfram with that story.
The Bahamas Department of Correctional Services pays around a jaw-dropping $3 million each year to feed its residents. And so an increase in the amount of layer chickens the facility has, says Commissioner Don Clear, can help to put a dent in that cost.
Eggs, that's to cook a meal of food for inmates. It's like about $50,000. That's the eggs. That's one meal. So it tells you, the importance of this exercise here today.
BDOC's restarted its on-campus farm initiative almost 2 years ago. Cabbage, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, watermelons, pumpkins, carrots, and more are harvested. Officer Jason Lewis, at first a farming novice, now its biggest champion. He's working with residents to grow the program.
My dream is for it to be like how it was in yesteryear. I was told that our institution used to provide products for the whole of the eastern area of New Providence. We need to get back there.
Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister Jomo Campbell and National Security Minister Wayne Monroe presented BDOCs with agricultural supplies and the announcement of 100 layer chickens. Both agree it's a step towards rehabilitation and eventually, for many, reintegration.
Today's donation is a part of an even broader strategy. By equipping BDOCs with egg-laying chickens and agricultural resources, we are not only reducing the cost burden on the taxpayers, but are also creating a sustainable food source within the institution.
All of them are very keen to get their lives back on track. And so we look forward for the technical cooperation that will teach them not how to catch a fish, but how to nurture chickens and grow some produce.
Presently, there's just under 2 acres of land being used for this project, but as the Minister of National Security readily points out, there's a lot of space for a lot more. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfram.
Thank you, Corval. In other news, not at all the kind of attention, if any, residents of an exclusive gated community seek to attract. But just before 11 this morning, a team of officers sprang into action and headed to a marina in the area of Ocean Club Estates. Once there, this is all they needed to launch an investigation.
An employee was cleaning debris from waters at the dock of the marina when he discovered a fetus in a bag. Police would like to say that we do not know where the origin of this bag came from. However, what we want to do is appeal to the Bahamian public at large. If you have any information in reference to this matter, to please come to the police and assist us in this investigation so that though a person may need medical assistance and that person can get that medical assistance.
As far as the fetal age or state, police could not say due to the sensitive nature of the incident. What they did disclose, however, is that they await the results of an autopsy report, noting that the coroner has taken charge of the investigation. Today's incident, a sombering reminder, and a similar one to when a fetus was discovered in a trash can on a service station restroom here in the capital just last May.
I would say to mothers, there is always help. Reach out for help. There is someone out there, social services, the government, churches, that can help you during this time. There is help.
15 teen boys to miss out on school next Wednesday. That's when the group is expected to appear before a magistrate on a charge of causing public disturbance. The pending court appearance is the end result of an incident at Doris Johnson Senior High School last Friday. According to Assistant Commissioner of Police Dr. Chaswell Hanna, a school resource officer, or SRO, was able to manage the situation.
Parents, as I always say, speak with your students, speak with your children, search their bags before they leave school. Before they leave home, search their bags. When they come home from school, know who their friends are look at their cell phones. Don't allow them to bring cell phones to school because cell phones encourage students to behave disorderly because they want to record these events because they think it's cool. They want to put it on social media. We also ask parents not to come to the school to try and create a disturbance with the SRO or the school administrators. The school is a safe and sterile environment, and we have in the past charged parents for disorderly behavior for coming to the school.
Meantime, crisis center officials expressing grave concern over the apparent increase in attempted suicides among teens, particularly young boys, a worrying trend. Desmond Saunders reports.
Stress or crisis in boys is a global phenomenon. It's not just happening here. If you look all around the world, there are issues with boys and young men having difficulties relating, feeling happy, feeling good about themselves.
Director of the National Crisis Center, Dr. Sandra Dean Patterson, believes the breakdown of the traditional family structure, child abuse in the home, and online bullying are contributing factors that have sparked the rise of attempted suicides. The troubling trend prompting the center to introduce intervention programs within the school system to tackle this issue.
And we've had kids who come here with all kinds of issues. We have one child who came to our literacy program and our counseling program, and then relocated to one of the family islands after he'd been doing it for about a year and a half. And he's now a prefect on the family island. So it's those kinds of stories that keep us going.
Dr. Patterson believes a targeted approach is needed to address this issue. She's also calling on communities to become more attentive to the emotional needs of men.
You know, big boys don't cry. You know, when we had if you constantly get that message, you know, put on your big boy pants. You know, you don't need to cry. You're not a girl. You know, and so boys aren't allowed to be in touch with their feelings. And what do they do with them? They stuff them. They internalize them. And then, of course, when they go to school and they get even more stress.
If you or someone you know has a mental illness, is struggling emotionally, or has concerns about his or her mental health, there are ways to help. You can call the center's 24-hour hotline at 328-0922. There's a Psychological Association hotline at 816-8799, or the mail hotline at 821-8123. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
There are no official cases on record here, but Ministry of Health and Wellness officials are strongly urging young adults, seniors, parents, healthcare and tourism workers, as well as all officers at our ports of entry and those traveling abroad, to review their immunization records and confirm that they've received 2 doses of the MMR. That's the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. If you didn't know, the MMR vaccine is available free of charge at all government clinics. Health and wellness officials, through its expanded program on immunization, are monitoring the global reemergence of measles. It's a highly contagious disease spread through the respiratory droplets and can remain active in the air or on surfaces for up to 2 hours. One person with measles can infect up to 18 individuals who've not been fully vaccinated against the disease. Symptoms include cough, cold, pink eye, fever, and rash, which typically begin 10 to 12 days after exposure and last for 7 to 10 days. Still to come, RBC committed to solar energy use. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
Over in the Family Islands, not only are Exuma motorists welcoming the smooth roads with open arms, so are many businesses, and rightly so, as the previous dilapidated roads were bad for business. Altavis Munnings tells us more in this report.
Officials from most of the businesses adjacent to Exuma's Georgetown International Airport are exceptionally welcoming the island's road improvement project. Take, for instance, Thompson's Car Rental. Office manager Lathansis McKenzie reminisced on the broken rims and damaged vehicles that would be returned from drivers enduring the previous dilapidated roads.
They hadn't had to worry about a flat tire because previous times some of the return customers, they always be afraid that, of the potholes and flat tires. But so far, everything has been going good. It helped us pretty well.
The same is being said right next door at Airport Car Rental. With 200 vehicles in its fleet, business for the past 30 years from its mix of residents and visitors has been good. And operations manager Taro Ferguson credits the upgraded roads for making a significant difference.
At night, I used to get calls myself personally about clients getting flat tires and having to deal with it personally. So it's been a big blessing for us and less headache. A lot of cars came back with dented rims. Issues where clients would swerve off the road, go into the bushes, so it's been less situations with that happening.
Exuma's taxi drivers would tell you they're the happiest residents on the island right now, all thanks to that road improvement. The two most senior taxi drivers, Exuma natives Luther Roll and Roland Ferguson, who have a combined 115 years of service, say they refuse to go back to the way things used to be.
Since they start to repave the road, it's perfect. Even the one in Georgetown that lately done just before the Christmas, that is perfect.
You had to have been able to could fix a flat on the road where you get it, or if you did, the spare didn't work, that was you, But now it's from one way to the other. Sometimes I just leave the spare tire home.
Bahamas striping officials boast they're 1 year ahead of its completion schedule date, and Exuma residents say they can't wait until the new roads can be enjoyed throughout the entire island. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altavis Munnings.
Thank you, Altavis. It may not look that way now, but work on the much talked about Royal Beach Club is well underway. Our Danielle Dean and her cameraman were taken on a tour to track the site's progress and amid transparency and environmental concerns.
A quick ferry ride to the Paradise Island site revealing a lot of rubble, orange safety netting, at least 3 tractors, the foundation for 6 bathrooms, and nearly 300 subcontractors hard at work on the Royal Beach Club. Long hours day in and day out, and officials say the multi-million-dollar project is almost halfway there. But a project this elaborate raises questions. Just last week, Royal Caribbean Group Bahamas President Philip Simon was compelled to address allegations of a lack in transparency about the nationality of workers. Earlier today, those questions centered on environmental concerns.
The site looks very bare. It looks like dirt, but that was planned because we had to move all the trees off-site.
Environmental enthusiasts wondered why. And according to Janine Bullard, principal of JSS Environmental Consulting Agency,
we took them to a site on New Providence, and where we're maintaining them, they are being watered and fertilized, and we did have some losses, which is due to stress of removing them. But the site was also very infested with different types of diseases as well as insects.
After being nursed back to health, the trees are expected to be part of the Beach Club's plant palette. Simon also insists the company has no intention of wavering from its promise to hire strictly Bahamian.
We hope to accommodate anywhere from 3,500 to 3,800 guests, maximum on a daily basis. That number can change depending, obviously, on the number of ships in port.
The project that promises a 49 to 51% split between the government and Royal Caribbean is set to be completed late November. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Research has proven that businesses that invest in their employees usually see huge gains on their returns. Well, tonight, Corville Pyfrom shows us one company is helping its employees thrive in the business world. It's the focus of tonight's Business Beat with Corville Pyfrom.
It's not every day companies take delight in boasting of showing its employees the door. Even more unusual, employees happily being shown that door. And that's exactly what's happening at Island Luck, where through its Invest in Us program, the company is opening the door for growth and success to team members and their entrepreneurial pursuits. Island Luck awarded 3 employees a combined $32,500. Valencia Oliver, Philip Wallace Jr., and Sturman Roll are the lucky recipients.
So when I saw the opportunity, I was like, I'm going to take advantage of this. And I put all of my best efforts forward, and I got the call that I got it.
Anyone would be afraid. Just at the end of the day, you have to take that risk. If you don't take the risk, you wouldn't be able to see success, so just take the risk.
Definitely, I think it's going to be something that a lot of other persons will be excited to hear about, because now I could say, hey, this is what my company actually did for me. So more persons will be actually invested to want to work out.
Island Luck's Chief Operating Officer, Adriana Falk, says the opportunity is open to its more than 800 employees. And while the response this time around was slow, she expects it will grow.
We know we need to do a little more work in getting our persons developed into wanting to become an entrepreneur and just doing the basics of a business plan, understanding how to bring out your ideas. So definitely me and my team will come up with more initiatives to introduce business development.
And CEO Sebastian already sees that the company can do business with its in-house entrepreneurs.
The clothing guy, I don't know, I got to check his style. I like my clothes tight, so we can see what he's got going on there. But, today is a wonderful day, and we're very excited and happy.
On the business beat, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Thanks, Corvell. Officials worldwide say the planet is in danger due to climate change. While doing their part, no matter how small, to combat this issue is the self-proclaimed leaders in personal banking services. Daniel Dean again tells us more.
RBC making an environmentally safe change to their headquarters.
We are really proud of our solar carport that we recently constructed. We have been on a journey now with helping to accelerate our transition to a more green economy.
Some of the major benefits associated with the structure are its capacity to charge electric vehicles, its high durability, and its ability to provide independent non-electrical power supply, thus reducing cost.
That reduction is going to be anywhere around possibly 15%. So it's really a great news story for us. The amount of energy that we're going to actually be able to reduce will help with not only reducing carbon emissions as well as air pollutants. And so overall, it's a wonderful news story, not only for RBC, but also for the Bahamas and our environment.
The managing director looks forward to making more changes to the bank for the sake of the environment, thanks to this major step.
Across the Caribbean, we've established an ESG committee actually to help and focus mainly on climate and sustainability issues, that are pertinent to our region.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports tonight.
VJ Edgecombe named Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Details of that story and more coming up in sports. We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. A major accolade for Bahamian collegiate basketball player VJ Edgecombe after a strong first season for the Baylor Bears.
The Bimini native was named as the Big 12 Conference Freshman of the Year on Monday, headlining 3 Bears receiving all Big 12 recognitions. In addition, Edgecombe was named to the All Big 12 Freshman team and the All Big 12 Second team. Edgecombe lived up to his preseason billing as one of the top first-year players in all of college basketball. Edgecombe averaged 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals per game, while shooting 43.8% from the field and 35% from three-point range. He was second on the team in scoring and assists and led the team in steals. He led all freshmen in the conference in scoring and finished third among freshmen in rebounds and assists. BJ and Baylor set to make their Big 12 tournament debut on Wednesday. So in college hoops, Gillette McPhee-McCoon and Ole Miss nearly knocking off top-ranked Texas over the weekend in the SEC tournament quarterfinals. K.A. Dean's 20 points highlighted a strong fourth-quarter comeback attempt for the Ole Miss program, with the Rebels falling just short 70-63. They would outscore Texas 23-17 in the fourth quarter to nearly cap a 15-point comeback in the period. Next up for the Lady Rebs, they wait to hear their name called on Selection Sunday.
Hosting will mean that these young ladies of Team 50 were brave enough, even when we lost to Texas A&M, even when we lost to Texas close, even when we lost to South Carolina, to go after their dreams.
Track news, the University of Bahamas Mingo's men's track and field team turned in a great performance to open its international season at St. Thomas University at their Under the Lights meet over the weekend. The men's 4x4 team picked up a second place finish, finishing in 3 minutes 21.63 seconds. Newcomer freshman Kendall Cooper took fourth in the javelin with a personal best of 49.33 meters. Another newcomer and freshman, Samuel Corbin, took sixth in the shot put competition with a throw of 11.16 meters. Head coach Ednal Roll impressed with the team's performance.
It was a great opener for us. Particularly excited about the new freshmen, in particular Kendall Cooper, who would have thrown a lifetime best in the javelin. He has been steadily improving. Usually with their first collegiate meet, tends to be a little, tension, fear of competing with these bigger guys. And I think he stepped up really well. I'm excited about the remaining of the season because, we have some more collegiate meets to go. And this is a great start with us starting with 5 season bests and 2 personal bests.
For the pool, 6 players, including senior Bahamas national water polo player Nicholas Wallace Whitfield and members of the Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers, holding a training workshop with the Mantor's Water Polo Club. The group sharing their knowledge and hosting scrimmages over the week-long training camp. Bahamas Aquatics executives hoping that the relationship can bode dividends for the future of the sport. And that's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
Strong family bonds provide a crucial support system, often filling the gaps that might otherwise lead to reliance on social assistance.
If we get the family structure support system right, you won't see adult children willingly putting their parents in senior citizens' homes. You won't see anyone putting children up for adoption. We should be the safety net for when the family begins to have some challenges.
Addressing the root causes of dependency is essential, as our goal is to shift the focus from merely providing aid to fostering self-reliance.
We must be prepared to move persons from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment. And I'm asking the public to join us on this journey.
This has been the Heartbeat Brief. an inside look at the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting.
Okay, Grand Bahama, it's that time again. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture presents the 2025 Grand Bahama New Year's Day Junior Jokeroo Parade, March 15th at 5:30 p.m. West Explorers Way, Post Office Parade Road. There will be food, drink, but most of all, Jokeroo. Come on and cheer on all your favorite schools, preschools, primary schools, junior high, all age and secondary schools. Who will be deemed the champions? Only one way of flying out. Be there. Oh, yeah.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Royston. We had a cold front that raced through the islands last night. It's now near the extreme southeast Bahamas and should dissipate and move to the south of us later on tonight, leaving behind a nice chill in the air. And your temperatures around the islands this evening, 67 degrees already in Marshall, Babaco, Grand Turkey at 66. 66 also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands at 70 degrees, Alistan, Bimini 74, 69 degrees in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera 67, Crest Creek Central Andros also reporting 67 degrees, picking up some 68s in Kemps Bay, South Andros, and Black Point, Exuma, Artistan, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey 70 degrees, Georgetown, Exuma at 71. And as we take you a little further south, we're going to get some temperatures showing up in the 68s here, as we said already, in Kemps Bay and Black Point, Exuma, Artistan, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey, 70, 71 in Georgetown, Exuma. And then we get some 72s. Ragged Island, Clarence, San Long Island, and Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana at 77, 74 in Acklands, Matthew, Taninago, 82 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. And your forecast tonight, we are looking at a bit breezy conditions, but those winds will gradually die down by tomorrow. Otherwise, it's going to be mainly clear and chilly tonight with a low temperature of 59 degrees. And then tomorrow, it's going to be mostly sunny, very delightful with a high temperature of 77 degrees. Extended weather forecast, beautiful weather taking us right through the weekend, but things will start warm up as we head into Sunday. We'll see those daytime temperatures climbing into the mid-80s and those nighttime temperatures finding their way near the 70-degree mark. But for the most part, we're going to have some comfortable night times for the next 7 days. Royston.
Beautiful weather ahead. Thank you very much, Basil. Well, that is it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.
At Tonic Williams Darden Highway, I'm Tijaro Hudson. This is ZNS. So how you doing, Fancy?